Lamont Roach in training camp, ready for one of the biggest rematches.
You're the boxer, and he's the puncher.
It depends on how I'm feeling that night.
Depends on how you're feeling going into the fight. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling like Mike Tyson today.
Two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't?
Mike Tyson visits Lamont Roach's camp before big rematch with Gervonta. Davis boxing legend Mike Tyson stopped by Lamont Roach's training camp as Roach prepares for his upcoming rematch with Gervonta Davis. Tyson joined him for a workout and came away impressed. He predicted that Davis won't make it through all the rounds and expects the fight to end early. "We'll see what happens," Tyson said, hinting that Roach has the power to end it before the final bell.
This beat him in like 5 or 6 rounds. I don't know. We have to see now. I got caught up with the hype stuff.
What's the key? The key to the fight?
Davis, I think, I don't see it going the distance to fight.
Roach versus Davis, more than just a rivalry. The matchup between Lamont Roach and Gervonta "Tank" Davis is more than just another boxing rivalry. It's a defining moment in both of their careers. In their first fight, Roach did what no one else had. He held Davis to a draw. That result changed how fans and experts looked at both fighters. Davis built his name on stopping opponents, but Roach showed he had the toughness and smart game plan to hold his own and shut down the threat. That first fight gave Roach a clear strategy, and this time, he's coming back not just more confident, but better prepared than ever.
But they've known each other. These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't? You know what I mean? Like, has he just found it, so to speak? Like, I have a lot I want to find out after that, because the first fight was so controversial. I think leaving it up to a draw is fine, whatever, even though under the letter of the law, Tank probably should have lost this fight, and probably would have if they counted the knockdown when he took a knee. He blamed it on grease. I assume he won't on his hair. And it could get greasy. Like, Amanda Serrano was like, yo, that's what fucking put me out of a fight in Puerto Rico. And then we were subjected to her beating the shit out of Stevie Morgan not that long later. So that's kind of what it is. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because of the first fight. And I think you have to give Lamont Roach a real shot, even though I still would say Tank figures it out and gets it done and takes it more seriously this time.
Yeah, I think that because they're so familiar with each other, like these guys fought each other when they were kids. And then Lamont Roach comes into the ring and listen, regardless, like Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believe that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out. Here's the thing though, Tank is actually super skilled. Like, he doesn't throw a lot. When he does, he's extremely accurate, but he does have skill. And what he does is he reels in his fighters and he ends up landing big shots on them that end up knocking his opponent out.
Tyson warns Davis not to underestimate Roach. Mike Tyson, one of boxing's most feared icons, hasn't held back when talking about the upcoming rematch. He was direct about Gervonta "Tank" Davis's mindset, warning that overconfidence could be dangerous. Tyson made it clear, this won't be an easy fight, and Davis needs to take it seriously.
Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that. But Barrios is a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Ryan Garcia, now the pressure's on Tank. Ryan Garcia, a major figure in today's boxing scene, didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the Roach versus Davis rematch. He was clearly impressed with how Roach performed in their first fight, saying it showed Roach deserves to be on the sport's biggest stage. But heading into the rematch, Garcia believes the real pressure is on Gervonta "Tank" Davis. According to him, this fight is no longer just about skill, it's about heart, drive, and how far Davis is willing to push himself. In Garcia's eyes, Roach has already proved he belongs. Now, it's up to Tank to step up if he wants to.
How does the rematch play out if they do fight again? Sometimes not a loss, but something like this, a blemish, might get you back.
It can. You know, it's all up to Tank. It's all about how he feels internally. I think, for him, it's a lot to do up here too, like all of us. But I think that's what you're going to get from Roach. That's what you're going to get at Roach every time, I think. I think it's up to Tank to see, what type of, how far he could go up.
Lamont Roach's training camp got a serious lift with Mike Tyson joining in. But it wasn't just about pushing harder. Roach focused on training smarter, too. When asked about his mindset going into the rematch, Roach said it all depends on how he feels on fight night. Still, he added something powerful. He feels like Mike Tyson, not in ego, but in spirit and determination.
You're the boxer, and he's the puncher.
It depends on how I'm feeling that night.
Depends on how you're feeling going into the fight. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling like Mike Tyson.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis didn't take the news of Mike Tyson joining Lamont Roach's camp lightly. His response was direct and bold. Davis claimed he hits harder and has more skill than Tyson ever did. That's a strong statement, especially considering Tyson's legendary reputation as one of boxing's greatest knockout artists. It speaks volumes about Davis's confidence and pride, but it also hints at something deeper. His sharp reaction could be a sign that the pressure is getting to him, and that he knows this rematch won't be easy.
Who had more skills than Mike Tyson? Far as like, I mean, when I say I have more skills than Mike Tyson, guys smarter than like at a lower weight class always have more skill. It's no heavyweight ever in life had more skills than smaller guys. So let's just take that out the picture. So when people think that I'm dissing Mike Tyson, I'm not dissing Mike Tyson for sure. It just facts is facts. You know what I mean? I do feel as though I have more skills than Mike Tyson. I just hold that puncher power just as like Mike Tyson did when he was fighting, you know, so, and I'm gonna stand on my words.
Shakur Stevenson shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch, calling Lamont Roach a hell of a fighter. He stressed that Gervonta "Tank" Davis will need to raise his level if he wants to come out on top this time. What makes Roach so dangerous, according to Stevenson, isn't just his skill or athleticism, it's his timing, his defense, and above all, his heart. Roach fights like everything is on the line, and that's what makes this rematch so compelling. Stevenson summed it up simply: this won't just be a fight, it's going to be a war. Both men know what's at stake, and neither plans to leave the ring without proving a point.
About those rankings since they came out?
No, I ain't talking about it. Bro, I can't blame. Here's the thing, like all of this stuff going on behind closed doors with these high-powered peoples and they making these high-powered decisions. I can't blame the fighters for that. So what is there even to talk about? What I'm gonna say, I'm sure, like, there's nothing to talk about. That's my brother at the end of the day. I'm proud of him. I'm happy to where he's at, because I done seen where he came from. So truthfully, I'm not caught up in that shit. That shit is what it is, but y'all know like I know what it is.
Can we get your thoughts on
to overlook Zepeda, the turkey called and say you got your eye on Tank? What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
We got the rematch announced today with him and Lamont Roach. I think August
they announced
16th.
It today?
So what do you think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight? What do you
think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
For Lamont Roach, this fight is about much more than money. It's about making a lasting impact. Beating Gervonta "Tank" Davis would not only erase any doubts from their first match but also launch Roach into boxing's top ranks. He's training with intensity, speaking with confidence, and moving like someone who understands this could be the moment that defines his career.
Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time, because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog, and he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round, but as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin round 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Lamont Roach Sr., both father and trainer, gave a rare glimpse behind the scenes. He revealed that even Gervonta Davis saw Roach's talent early on. Davis's hesitation to accept the fight wasn't about fear, it was about being cautious. Davis reportedly understood that Roach had what it takes to make the fight tough. But despite that, boxing politics got involved. Coaches, promoters, and business people pushed hard to make the matchup happen no matter what.
In camp, so knowing the coaches, they knowing us, it's both ways. It ain't just our way, coming from both sides. So, but no, was I shocked? No. I think Tank tried to tell y'all. Calvin tried to tell y'all, Burry tried to tell y'all, but they didn't want to hear it. They just so stuck on trying to force Tank to fight who they want him to fight. And it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just was made for a great fight. So people need to just sit back and get ready for part 2.
It's gonna be epic, man. I can't wait for part 2, man. Do you got anything to say to the fans, about part 2, about anything that you got going on coming up, social media, anything?
No, I just say get ready, man. Put your seatbelts on, and when that thing happen, man, make sure y'all support. Come to the fight, buy the fight, and be the biggest fan, cheering whoever you're cheering for, no matter. But you're gonna see another great performance by the Reaper, man. The Reaper ain't playing. He got a big bag, like you said, big 2 bag.
What do you think the difference would be, though?
You gonna see the difference. I believe we want to fight. Nobody can tell us different. The majority of the world believe we want to fight. So you're gonna see. Both of them gonna raise their level. Both of them. So yeah, they're gonna make for a greater fight.